I'm sorry, Mama, she whispered weakly into the darkness, voice barely audible. I tried, but I got lost. Adam returned home from his trip, immediately sensing something wrong. The house felt unusually empty, cold. He hurried to Lily's room, knocking gently, concern rising in his chest. Lily? He called softly. No response. He slowly opened the door, her bed untouched. Eyes landing quickly on the folded paper, his heart sank instantly. Adam unfolded the note, each word piercing him like a knife. Panic surged through his veins. No, he whispered desperately, fear gripping him tightly. Lily, what have you done? He rushed downstairs, frantically calling his staff. Voices rose with urgency as servants gathered around him anxiously. Find her, Adam commanded urgently, voice shaking with panic. Search everywhere. Call the police immediately. One staff member hesitated nervously. Sir, perhaps involving the police might... Adam cut him off harshly, eyes fierce and filled with desperate love. I don't care about reputation. I don't care what anyone thinks. His voice cracked painfully, full of raw, aching emotion. I just want her safe. I promised her mother I'd protect her. I can't lose her. The house erupted into urgent movement, but Adam stood still, clutching Lily's note tightly, his heart shattered. Lily sat quietly beside her mother's grave, rain softly falling around her. She was shivering, her clothes soaked, clinging to her thin frame. Her eyes were swollen from endless tears, her face pale and weak. She gently touched the engraved letters on the headstone, L-A-R-A-K-A-B-W-E-A. Faint sob escaped Lily's lips as her fingers traced each letter. Why did you leave me, Mama? She whispered, voice shaking. You promised you'd always stay with me. You promised. She closed her eyes, letting tears roll silently down her cold cheeks. I tried, Mama, she said softly, pain filling her voice. I tried to be strong, like you always told me. But it's too hard now. She hugged herself tighter, shoulders trembling from deep sobs. They didn't want me, Mama. They said I don't belong. Maybe they're right. Maybe I never belonged anywhere but with you. Lily reached into her pocket and pulled out a small folded photograph. It was worn, faded, but clearly showed Lara smiling brightly, arms wrapped lovingly around her 5-year-old daughter. You said life would get better, Lily murmured, staring at the photo. But it only hurts more. Her voice broke again, fragile and faint. I'm tired, Mama. So tired. Her eyelids grew heavier with each passing second. She felt weak, dizzy from days without food, nights spent wandering empty streets. Mama, she breathed out, barely audible now. Please, come back. Take me with you. Lily swayed slowly. The photo slipped from her trembling fingers onto the wet grass. Her vision blurred, the gravestone fading into darkness. Please, she whispered again, body slumping forward gently onto the grave, unconscious. Rain continued softly, silently falling upon her frail figure lying motionless against the earth. An older man, carrying flowers to his own wife's grave nearby, noticed her thin body lying on the ground. Child, he called urgently, running closer. Can you hear me? Wake up! No response. He quickly lifted her fragile body into his arms. Her skin was ice cold, breathing faint, barely there. Hold on, child, he said softly, panic rising. Don't leave yet. He rushed towards his car, placed Lily gently inside, and sped toward the hospital. Later, at the hospital, doctors hurried around Lily's small body, machines blinking urgently. Nurses moved quickly, setting up IV drips, tubes, monitors. Lily lay still, her face peaceful yet heartbreakingly empty. A nurse stared at Lily's pale, familiar face. Her eyes widened, suddenly remembering the girl from news reports and missing person posters. I know her, she said urgently. It's Lily Cobway. Call Adam Okonkwo, now! Hours later, Adam burst into the hospital, face drawn tight with panic, his breathing fast and shallow. "Where is she?" he asked desperately. The doctor led him silently into a small, dimly lit room. Adam's heart froze at the sight of Lily, small and lifeless, surrounded by tubes and monitors. "Lily," Adam whispered brokenly, kneeling beside her bed, gently holding her cold hand. "Please don't leave. Please come back." No movement, no response. "Sir," the doctor spoke softly, sadly, "we stabilized her body, but she's in a deep coma. We don't know if she'll wake up again." Adam's chest tightened, his world collapsing. "How did this happen?" he whispered painfully. "She was just a little girl. Brave. Hopeful. She just wanted love. How did we fail her this badly?" The room remained silent, filled only with the steady beeping of machines and Adam's quiet sobs. He gently touched Lily's cheek, voice trembling as he whispered, "I promised your mother I'd keep you safe, Lily. I promised I'd protect you. Forgive me, please. Come back to me." But Lily remained still, trapped somewhere deep inside her mind, unreachable, lost. Adam sat quietly, broken, silently begging a little girl he had once saved, to now save him. Lily was home again, but not like before. Now she lay silent, unmoving in her bed, surrounded by monitors softly blinking in Adam's grand mansion. Her body was here, but her spirit was far away, lost somewhere unreachable. Every morning, Adam quietly entered Lily's room. He moved carefully, as if afraid any sound might disturb the fragile peace holding Lily to this world. He gently sat beside her bed, took her thin hand, and softly brushed her tangled hair. "You have your mother's hair," he whispered quietly, smiling sadly. "I remember how she used to braid it every morning before you left for school." Lily's eyes remained closed. Her chest rose and fell softly, evenly. "I found one of your mother's letters last night," Adam continued gently, pulling out a neatly folded piece of paper. "I think she'd want me to read it to you." He cleared his throat, holding back tears, and read aloud in a trembling voice. "Dear Lily, today you asked me why life is so hard. I didn't know how to answer you, but now I do. Life is hard because love is deep. The more we love, the harder life hurts us. But remember, my baby, it's always worth it. Love anyway. Keep walking anyway. Always yours, Mama." Adam's voice broke slightly. He placed the letter gently aside and took a shaky breath, still holding Lily's hand tightly. "I should have protected you," Adam whispered, voice heavy with guilt. "I promised your mother I would keep you safe. But I failed. I let the world push you out. I let them break you." His head lowered, tears quietly dropping onto their joined hands. "I failed your mother, Lily," Adam continued softly, voice broken. "I was supposed to be your home, but instead I let cruelty live under my roof." Across the hall, Adam's mother stood silently in the doorway, watching her son grieve beside Lily's bed. Her heart tightened painfully as she saw Adam's shoulders shaking, her proud son reduced to tears because of her own cruelty. She stepped into the room softly, voice hesitant and low. "Adam," she whispered, remorse heavy in her voice. He didn't look up, his eyes still focused only on Lily. "Adam, forgive me," his mother continued painfully, tears welling in her eyes. "I never wanted this." He slowly turned, eyes filled with deep sorrow and quiet anger. "But you let it happen," he said, voice soft yet cutting. "You knew Lily needed love, and instead you gave her coldness. You turned away when she begged for help." His mother lowered her head, ashamed. "I didn't realize—" "Your pride," Adam said quietly, painfully, "cost Lily everything." He turned back to Lily, gently touching her forehead, brushing away loose strands of hair. He didn't speak to his mother again, the room heavy with silence. Days turned to weeks and weeks into months, but Adam's routine never changed. Every morning he returned quietly to Lily's side, reading letters aloud, softly brushing her hair, waiting for a sign, hoping for a miracle. But Lily remained silent, unreachable. The powerful CEO, once feared and respected by all, was now a broken man whose greatest treasure lay trapped in darkness. His home was no longer a mansion. It had become a house of regret. Weeks passed slowly, painfully. Lily still lay silent, unmoving. Adam never lost hope, though grief carved deep lines into his face. One evening, as Adam finished reading the letter again, his mother appeared quietly at the doorway. This time, she did not interrupt. She simply watched him, silent tears in her eyes, regret heavy on her shoulders. When Adam finally looked up, she spoke softly, her voice trembling. "Do you think she hears you?" Adam's eyes held quiet sorrow. "I have to believe she does. If I stop believing, I have nothing left." His mother stepped slowly forward, carefully placing a gentle hand on Adam's shoulder, voice barely a whisper. "I'm sorry, Adam, for everything." Adam did not move. He only nodded softly, eyes never leaving Lily's still form. "I'm not the one you need forgiveness from," he whispered gently. "It's Lily." His mother turned away slowly, leaving him again in quiet darkness. Adam leaned close, once more whispering gently into Lily's ear, voice trembling but filled with endless hope. "I'm still here, Lily. Your mother's words are still here. Find them, child. Please find your way home." But Lily's eyes stayed closed, lost somewhere far away. Somewhere even her mother's gentle voice couldn't reach her. Adam descended the stairs, his steps calm but full of storm. In the living room, his mother sat stiffly while Jacob stood with folded arms, smug and unbothered. Adam's voice was low but firm. "Jacob, I want you out of this house. Now." Jacob raised a brow. "Seriously? Over that girl?" Adam stepped closer. "Not that girl. My daughter. You mocked her. You humiliated her. You don't get to stay here and breathe the air of someone you disrespected." Jacob scoffed. "You've lost your mind." "No," Adam said coldly. "I've finally found my spine. Get out." Jacob muttered curses under his breath, storming out and slamming the door. Adam then turned to his mother. Silence hung heavy before he spoke, quieter this time, but laced with heartbreak. "You're my mother. I cannot ask you to leave this house." He looked her dead in the eyes. "But remember this. You took away the one thing that gave your son peace. That little girl. She brought light into my life." She tried to respond, but Adam held up a hand. "I hope one day you regret it, because I always will." He walked away, leaving her in cold silence. A fierce storm rattled the mansion. Thunder echoed loudly, lightning flashing violently through the dark sky. Rain pounded heavily against windows, drowning the house in deep shadows. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck nearby. The lights flickered, then plunged the mansion into total darkness. Adam's heart froze instantly, a cold panic gripping him. "Lily!" He rushed blindly through the dark hallways, stumbling desperately toward Lily's room. He burst through the door, the room illuminated only by lightning flashes. Lily's monitors beeped erratically, her breathing shallow and weak. "No, Lily, please!" Adam's voice cracked, trembling as he fell to his knees beside her bed, reaching desperately for her hand. "Not now, please! Don't leave me too!" The machines screamed urgently, lights blinking wildly. Adam sobbed openly, begging her brokenly. "Lily, stay with me! I can't lose you, not again! I promised your mother, I promised you!" A quiet, impossible sound broke through his words. Lily's eyelids fluttered faintly, slowly opening just enough for Adam to see a faint glimmer of life within her weary eyes. "Lily," he breathed in disbelief, tears streaming down his face. I'm here. I'm right here. She slowly moved her lips, her breath faint, barely audible. Adam leaned desperately closer, heart pounding, holding his breath as her weak voice whispered one final heartbreaking word, Mama. A single tear rolled gently down Lily's pale cheek. Then silence. The machines wailed sharply, heart monitor flatlining, a harsh reminder of Lily's final choice. No! Lily, please, no! Adam cried out, voice shattered by grief, gripping her limp hand tightly. Come back! Come back! But Lily was already gone, her peaceful face reflecting only quiet release. Adam bowed his head, shoulders shaking violently, pain crushing his chest as the storm raged outside. His mother appeared quietly in the doorway, tears silently falling, watching helplessly as Adam crumbled beside the girl he had once promised to protect. Forgive me, Lily, Adam whispered brokenly, tears mixing with hers on the silent sheets. Tell your mama. Tell her I tried. Lightning flashed again, casting brief illumination across the room, across Lily's silent face, Adam's broken form, and the letter on her pillow, now wet with tears. Lily's final breath had been her mother's name. Her final choice had been to leave a world that never understood her quiet courage. The mansion fell silent once again, the storm outside easing gently into a quiet rain, softly mourning a girl whose bravery once changed everything, but whose heart could not survive its own brokenness. A year passed slowly, softly. Mabaso Group was still a place of business, but now it held something deeper, Lily's memory. In the building's grand lobby stood a new statue, small yet powerful. It showed a 5-year-old Lily, holding a folder nearly as big as her body, her eyes wide with quiet determination. People stopped to look each day, reading the plaque beneath. Lily Cobway, her courage gave voice to the voiceless. Adam, quieter now, sadness always in his eyes, stood before a crowd gathered to honor Lily's memory. Lily taught me something, he spoke gently, his voice calm yet full of pain. She showed me courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, gentle, carried in small hands holding big dreams. He paused, breathing deeply. Today, we launched the Lily Cobway Foundation. For every girl the world has forgotten, Lily's voice will speak. Where others see weakness, we see courage. Lily's life ended too soon, but her strength lives on. Later, Adam stood quietly at Lily's grave, gently placing a pack of chocolate milk beside fresh flowers. He knelt slowly, touching the soft grass that now covered Lily's resting place. I brought your favorite again, Lily, he whispered softly, smiling faintly through his sorrow. I remember how you always smiled when your mama brought it home. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves, whispering quietly around him. Adam closed his eyes, speaking softly once more. Tell your mama I did my best. Tell her that even though I lost you, I will never lose the memory of your courage. His mother approached silently, gently placing a comforting hand on Adam's shoulder. She didn't speak, but her quiet presence said everything. He slowly stood, nodding gratefully. They walked away quietly together, leaving behind the peaceful grave where Lily now rested. This wasn't just Lily's story. Every day we crush so many Lilies, with harsh words, cold hearts, silent judgment. Once, she was someone's whole world, and this world broke her. Please, my besties, be kind. You never know who's barely holding on. Which part of her story made you cry? If this touched your heart, subscribe to my channel. Let's keep telling stories that heal.